Eamonn Holmes, live at Drive.
On Talk Radio.
Just want to point out the doctor will be in the house, this being Monday, if you can't get round to visiting the doctor, but there's something of a medical nature that is worrying you. This is the surgery for you. 0344 499 1000 or text TALK and your message to 87222. The comedian Stephen Bailey, who can't think straight, that's his the title of his tour, touring 35 cities around the UK from now until May, joins me as well. Stephen, it's a fantastic opportunity for you because the doctor will be here. If there's anything, ingrown toenails, dandruff, anything that... I mean, you don't have to share with us, but you feel free.
Nothing I can say on air, but I definitely probably need a cream for something.
Okay, well, you need a cream. Well, the doctor would be very good. She could prescribe all that sort of thing. Stephen, why I've got you here, Facebook. Do you use Facebook?
Do you know what? I don't use it as much anymore. I've gone to Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. I think Facebook seems to be, and I say this with love, but for older people.
Well, you are spot on. Top marks on all those points. That is the trend. That is a report out today says teens and young adults, which would put you qualify.
Might have just passed it.
Okay, are ditching Facebook, but the popularity amongst people like your dad, over 55s, is surging. Is surging.
My dad actually shares my mum's Facebook.
Does he? Do you know they call it Dad Book now instead of Facebook?
That's really funny.
That's it. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. Let's speak to Jon Morter. Jon is a social media practitioner. And there's a job, I have to say, that nobody over 55 would possibly have. Jon, very good to have you on board.
Good evening, Eamonn.
Now, you heard Stephen say there, he's a young man. He's saying, not for me. Why is it not for people of Stephen's age?
Well, I think that a lot of people differ. I mean, for example, I've got an 18-year-old, and he's not on Facebook for the reason being that me and his mum are on there. So, I think that you've got a sort of like for me when I first started using Facebook back in 2007 or so, it's been going, well over 10 years now, and the generations that are coming through have got their mums and their dads on something. Now, going back a few years, if I was to join something which I knew that my mum was on, then I'd probably think twice about it.
So does Facebook then, can it adapt to that? Can it reinvent, or is that a problem long term? I mean, so basically, can Facebook afford to ditch younger subscribers for older ones?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think it can afford to ditch them, no, because obviously if it wants to carry on for another 10 years, it needs that demographic and it needs that generation.
But then what is the appeal? What is the appeal for older people? Is there something more genteel about Twitter? Because, look, not Twitter, Facebook. Twitter is an angry place. Twitter can be very, very nice, but it takes very little to offend people on Twitter, and you can get a very good kicking for no particular reason on Twitter. So if you're looking for a bruising, Twitter is the place to be. Instagram, much more civilised. I get the impression there's much more women on Instagram.
Instagram's just a modern photo album, isn't it?
Look at my pictures.
Look at my pictures. You can put a nice little quote to say what happened, like, here's me being sick after Weatherspoons on Saturday. Like, I think Instagram's a nice way to be. I think my mum likes Facebook because she can put up pictures of, like, the dog and share her friends' pictures of dogs, and also see what me and my sister have been up to, which I'm not okay with. She shouldn't know what I'm up to.
No, you see, because I am on, John, I am on Facebook, but I don't know how I'm on Facebook, what my Facebook does. But it takes my Twitter feed and my Instagram feed, which I actively do, and puts it on Facebook, which I don't sort of have to do, but it's there. Does that make sense, John?
It certainly does, yeah. I mean, I must be honest, I'm slightly guilty of doing that as well. Where anything I put on Instagram will automatically go on to Twitter and my Facebook page as well. So
you can deconnect those, guys.
Yeah.
You can deconnect it so that doesn't happen.
No, but that's a good thing to happen.
You want it to happen?
Well, because it saves me a bit of work and it increases what you do to a bigger audience. For instance, you on this tour.
Yeah.
What are you using to publicise this tour?
So I use Twitter, Instagram, and then Snapchat, because I performed at a boarding school, and I was like promoting my Instagram and Twitter at the end of the show, and all the like 16, 17-year-olds were like, no, do Snapchats, because you've got to say everything like you're a kitten now.
What?
Well, they have these they have these filters where you become a kitten and it gives you like a cat's voice.
They're very irritating.
Yeah,
I've seen
really
that.
irritating, but it's the way you get the kids into the show.
So that's what Stephen's saying, John. You can identify with that?
Well, hey, I'm 44 and I'm on Snapchat and I've been on it about 4 years.
And are you ever a kitten? Do you do kitten
I don't know
things?
what animal I am now, I'll be honest with you. But I
Bet you George Galloway does that.
I was just saying, Eamonn, I think you've got a good point there with, regardless of what you think of Facebook, there is still a lot of people there. And
yes.
I get a lot of my work from Facebook where, I've ported posts over from Instagram and from Twitter, and I've picked up people and I've picked up new fans on Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a good thing to do.
Okay, well, I'm glad we've established that, John. John, really appreciate your take on things. Thank you. I want to go now to Tom Cheeseman.